Do you think people are choosing their partners based upon true alignment, or is it emotional comfort of trying to fill a role or a void that they lack?
The reason why you stay is comfortability. Right? You might stay way past your expiration date because you're comfortable, you love this person, y'all work together, for heaven's sake, it might be too much to separate, whatever. You comfortable.
You never gonna be able to create a family or a loving household dynamic if you can't get rid of your ego.
Then you got guys that nurture themselves the comfort, like he was saying, the comfort of their mother. They never have a mother there, but they figure they get a woman to comfort them and baby them up and comfort it.
I don't think two people should exactly like should 100% be together. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I mean, you really don't get the opportunity to really learn, grow, and like top each other.
Welcome everyone to Place in Perspective Podcast. As always, thank you for joining us here today. As always, thank you to our chef, Marie's Flavors, for providing us the meal today. Thank you for cameraman, everyone in operations, okay? So today's topic, we're going to talk about a topic that's very popular, that draws a lot of attention, and it's based upon relationship, man and woman, right? Natural roles from a man, natural roles from a woman, traditional values, styles, etc. Masculinity versus femininity. So I just got a question, for us at the table. And I'm going to start with you. When you think about masculinity and femininity, what comes to mind?
I think about traditional, just like you said, traditional roles between the two and being realistic. Me personally, I take it from my personal experiences and some of the people at the table know my views on certain things, but I think about being realistic about what we used to do and what we do now.
Yeah.
As far as the just the roles on what women normally do, what men normally do, and what's realistic. What's realistic in this day and age, and
right.
me being divorced myself, and what worked in my marriage, what didn't work, and dating, and just that's what I think about. Just being realistic about the whole thing. A lot of I'm a outside the box thinking when it comes to gender roles.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. What about you?
Well, from my experience of being falls like marriage or dating, it's like when you first meet someone,
yeah,
y'all good companions, y'all do everything together.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like when a relationship get to a little age where as though one person is not being more interested than the other person is.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're not on the same page, falls like religions, like, and you're not sharing, communicating.
Mm-hmm.
Holding secrets back messes up a lot of relationships.
Sure.
Holding secrets back, not being honest with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that continue on with relationships. Mm-hmm. It's not like old school where as though the woman stayed at home and the man went to work and provide for the family.
Yeah.
It's what happens today to me now, that you as a man you can provide for your family, but where though they didn't mess up. It's just that women get to the point where as though they feel they don't have to be told anything because they in a position where they can make as much money as us, and they getting their own little businesses and things like that. So they not being submitted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was messing up a lot of relationships. Just for like if you say, "Oh, can you fix me something to eat?" Attitude kick.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that. Ain't me. I ain't doing no domestic. You know what I'm saying? I worked all day like you work. So this with the stuff start coming in.
Yeah.
With the confusion.
So I think it's safe to say, like, even based upon like what you said, and I want you to chime in, so when we thinking about, you just kind of like some of that traditional roles of a woman versus a man. When we thinking about like the protection piece, the stability of environment, financially piece, when we thinking about the emotional intelligence piece, all of these different things that we thinking about, Like, what comes to your mind when you think about masculinity versus femininity, you know, in today's age and how things have changed?
I immediately think that we've lost the direction of teamwork when it comes to relationships, because traditional gender. Well, I believe in traditional gender roles. You don't have to make your relationship work. However, if a woman is really good at creating a home and a man is better at providing, then let everybody lead in the role that they're best in. Let everybody play to their strengths. You're only going to be as strong as your weakest player. So if your woman is not a hard worker, then she don't need to go work hard. And if your man can't cook, he don't need to cook. He can order in. I mean, if it's his turn to cook, he can do DoorDash. You know what I mean? So I think everybody's kind of lost the plot a little bit when it comes to relationships. You can't force nobody to be something that they're not. So just play to each other's strengths, and then you don't build resentment.
Yeah, no, that's
Can I answer on that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Go.
Okay, now what she was saying, well, if a man can't cook, or the weakness, it might order DoorDash. But see, that comes into a financial situation with the family. You cannot order food every day. And then another issue with that, when y'all dating for a year or 2 or 3 years before y'all move in with each other, you supposed to learn them weaknesses before you even got that far. You can say, and already cut it off and say, it's not working, or it's not gonna work. You can't wait until you get in the household together and then say, well, this ain't working.
Well, yep, that's actually, we literally gonna tap right up into that. So you ahead of the game, but you know, it's definitely I'll speak, and then you know of what I think it is, because I think I share similar experiences. That young lady, I definitely believe in traditional roles. Straight up, I need my woman. Well, I prefer my woman to do most of the nurturing, to also be emotionally stable in the relationship as well, because I believe, as a man, it is my job to work hard and protect. And when I say like protect, I'm not just talking about like protect the house with guns and think. No, I'm talking about protecting her mentally, protecting her emotionally, leading with integrity, leading with character. And by nature, I believe a woman is going to nurture and also follow my authority based upon how I lead. However, I do know more modern times, a lot of women, as they should, feel more, you know, what's the right word I'm looking for? They should feel, they should feel more like independent, a sense of dependency. Like women, we have strong leaders, right? And I don't think men should deteriorate from having a strong woman in their life, but whether the woman is strong or still learning to find her strengths, I do believe she should still kind of play that nurturing role in the household, for stability of upbringing of kids, etc. So that's my opinion on masculinity and versus feminine. A man should be able to lead with integrity, character, while he lead protects. A woman should be able to nurture, stay emotionally intelligent, but also protect our blind spots because we lead it. And if she's emotionally intelligent and she's nurturing the household, she'll be able to see those blind spots. So Dave, what you thinking about it?
I think before we get to any dynamics, it's about the nature, the natural perspective. A woman has roles outside of being a wife. A man got roles outside of being a husband. Your sister, that's a woman. Your mother, that's a woman. Your coworker, or your teacher, things like that. So I think about the core essence of what masculine and feminine is at the core. Then once you get that down, you start building what roles you playing, what job you playing, things like that. So I think at a base level, at a natural level, that the feminine and the masculine, they oppose each other in a good way, but they also collaborate. They're meant to fit each other. So a hard definition, it would depend on what the role is, but whatever the role you playing in that sense, you should fill in her gaps. She should fill in your gaps. It's the yin and the yang.
Right.
So if the situation does require leadership and it might require insight, somebody got to be insightful, somebody got to take the lead. If the two things at hand is love and discipline, somebody got to be more primary love, somebody be more primarily disciplined. So whatever that means, it's somebody is oriented towards one thing and somebody's oriented towards the other.
For sure.
And most of the time, the man, it might be the harder, more stable type in the dirt type traits, and the woman, it might be a little bit softer and easier in that capacity. But yeah, that's what I think about it.
Take us home.
Yeah, see, y'all hitting all the nails on the head. You know what I'm saying? I really don't want to beat the dead horse about what your traditional relationships between the man and the woman should be, provide, nurture, and all these things. So you ask me, in the time we are today, independence is, obviously at the forefront of everybody's lives now.
Mhm.
Nobody can be dependent on anybody.
Yeah.
With the economy, with even like your community.
Mhm.
The community is even deteriorating a bit. So I really don't think too much about what a woman should do, because I know the woman that I deal with come pre-built. I ain't got time to build nobody.
Okay.
Understood. I heard.
All right. All right.
I
All
ain't
right.
building nobody. You gotta
I
come to
hear
me pre-built,
Uh-huh.
healed, and all that.
Right.
So, that's just me and my
Yeah.
personal experience and how I look at it.
And the other side, can I piggyback
Yeah,
on that?
absolutely.
The other
absolutely.
side of that is some people not as fortunate as my brother here to meet somebody that's healed. So you gotta stand by. You gotta protect what you have, what you built as a person. And somebody come in and we hear all these. I'm probably getting off the subject, but you hear all these situations about divorces, and it ruins the man, and it ruins the woman, and it just. If you stick to your original point, like everybody got a role and we understand those traditional roles.
Right. Right.
But in this day and age, my opinion is it's not a tradition. We live in a non-traditional society that
Yeah.
the dynamic is not what everybody wanted to be.
Right.
It's just off a little bit. So.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's love.
mhm.
I think Devin hit it right on the nose. Actually, we was talking about it not too long ago. He was like, is it really traditional or is it just natural now? Right? Everybody have these natural instance of independency at the forefront, right? To survive. And because you can't be dependent on nobody too much, right? So coming to the relationship healed is definitely a big part of it. Knowing what you bring to the table is a big part of it. So, like, before we even transition and really start diving in and dissecting this thing, breaking it down, do anyone else kind of got like an opinion or thought process of what a man or a woman should do, right? Because it's a big topic.
Well, for the black community, where a lot of people, what y'all saying that's independent, you got to look at it. A lot of we came up with a lot of women coming up without fathers in the house. That plays a big topic of people, the kids and women that growing up don't have trust in someone because they had to watch their mother struggle, or they had to watch their father struggle,
For sure.
or they had to watch their father go to jail or be killed out there in the street. So the changes in the life in the last 30 years, 35 years, took away from the family, the tradition of the black family.
Rip the family.
When the crack epidemic came out in the 80s, family was together. They stuck together, neighborhoods stuck together. That changes. So you had a lot of kids that grew up, 80 babies and stuff like that, grew up without parents in the household. You know what I'm saying? And so that makes a big struggle right now for independency. For they can't rely on nobody. You had to grow up and rely on yourself to get it. So it ain't they being selfish with themselves. It's just that they wasn't taught coming up, especially as the black community. We wasn't taught. We wasn't taught how to save at 5 years old. We wasn't taught the stock market. We wasn't taught none of that kind of stuff. See, we had to learn all that on our own. So that make you kind of selfish to provide on your own. See, the other people, they came up, their kids, went to college, they had $5,000, $10,000 in their bank account. You know what I'm saying? They go to school. When you calling home, your parents got to send you $50. Or they don't have it. You got to find a job. So the independency of coming up, for us, the women and the men, the black community, we had a struggle. So that struggle going to interfere into a relationship. Because into a relationship because they didn't have a father coming up telling them what to do. So you're not going to tell me what to do. I didn't have a mother coming up to tell me what to do. You're not going to tell me what to do. We had to survive this on our own. So that the trauma is coming up into relationships of the family because they know I was there to teach them anything or to explain. Some of them had parents that taught them, or the grandparents took over and taught them. But the ones that come up through the struggle, they didn't have it. So the struggle it's a mental thing that's already in them.
Yeah.
Because they background.
Sure.
So when they get in a relationship and get in one first argument, that when you're gonna like, oh, hey, I ain't know they had that side.
Now,
So I ain't know he had that side.
Right. So you hitting it right on the nose, and literally it was like the perfect transition as we about to hit this entree. And by the way, off topic, chef, amazing job.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
Chef,
Yeah.
give a chef a round of applause. Like, absolutely amazing. The food smells tremendously good.
Sure.
Appetizer was
Yes,
hitting.
yeah.
I need more strawberries if you got some left. But back to the point, you touched on a lot of things in the Black community specifically because there is no real structure in the household due to the broken family that's coming up. So there is no what a man should do or what a woman should do, but also you mix that with modern times. Like you said earlier, women being able to be in these powerful positions and realizing they don't need men because we don't have a lot of men that can lead, right? I'll just be real, right? We don't got a lot of men that can lead for various different reasons, whether it's the struggle, whether it's the lack of integrity, lack of opportunities, etc. So with that being said, like she hit it earlier, where I lack, you feel, right? Where your partner is strong at,
Right.
you kind of might be weak. Where you're weak at, they should be strong, right? So where you lack, I feel, do you think people are choosing their partners based upon true alignment, or is it emotional comfort of trying to fill a role or a void that they lack? And just really, really think about it. And I'm going to repeat the question because that's why I say you lined it up straight up. Like, are we choosing partners based upon true alignment, or is it emotional comfort for the voids that we're trying to fill?
I feel that it's a lot of people choose that emotional comfort. You know, it's like the little things you notice when you with a lady, you know, and she put on that baby voice. Like, what the hell is that all about? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't your poppy. I ain't your father. You looking at me like somebody to protect, and you know, when you get around your lady, she turn her brain off, and she don't know how to cross the street no more and shit. Now you got carry her around. She comfortable. I don't want that in my life. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I prefer you to
As a compliment.
continue to use your brain, engage your brain at all times, right? Don't look at me as something, you know, to settle with because I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna settle with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a little disrespectful.
But to your, go ahead. My bad.
No, go ahead.
Nah, to the brother's point, I think it's the latter. It's a lot of people looking to fill that void because of that trauma that he was talking about. It's a lot of a lot of what I encounter personally is that conditional. You meet people, and the men is looking for women that's I'm already coming how I am. I'm husband ready, and the woman that I meet are looking at, you know, oh, you gotta do this for me to do this.
Right.
You gotta do that for me to do that. So to answer your question, it's just what void can I fill? That's what I encounter. You know what I mean? And it causes somebody like me to say, man, I don't even want nothing from you.
Right.
I'm good. The role, whatever. In a perfect world, they laughing because they already know. They laughing because, like, in a perfect world, you do want that. But going back to what he said, like, it's all these factors that come along with every human, all this trauma and everything like that. So again, most people that I meet is like, you got to do this for me to do this. You gotta be that guy for me to be submissive. You gotta be that. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta. Yeah, I don't gotta. You know what I'm saying? You expect me to be the yes man and all of that. So I'm just like, man, it is what it is.
I think Mel,
okay, baby.
I think Mel about to tell you what.
I'm just like, okay.
I love that question. I was gonna let y'all get it all out.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say alignment, but here's why. Because there's a yin and a yang to everything. Some people are going for people, one, that they aren't ready for. They are not the person that they need to be with this person just yet. And then some people are just not even trying. So then they continue to be with what they know and still call it a problem.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak to the people who are trying to be with somebody that they're not ready to be with yet. Those people still need to grow. I don't think it's a bad idea that they try to be with them, but I do think that switches up the dynamic a little bit. Because a woman who's already come from somebody, because people come out of healthy relationships all the time. Maybe she's been with somebody who was already a good leader. So when she runs into you, she knows what good leadership looks like.
Right.
And if that's just not you, then she's going to switch the dynamic now, and she's going to be the leader because she knows what it looks like. Well, now the power struggle comes in because she can't trust you.
Can I ask a question?
Cooking.
Why would the woman switch if the man wasn't like you described what she's used to? I don't think men do that. Whenever the same dynamic, we just all right, we gonna deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Now, what you saying like that, I done been with relationships with a lot of females where though they done left out of relationship where they say this guy's supposed to be the man. They do all this. Okay,
Right.
you can't make me like him.
All right.
So my thing is, why did you leave him?
Exactly.
You need to get back with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm not satisfying your needs and what you want,
Right.
you need to put your differences down and get back with the
Yeah.
person that figure that taught you on whatever the game is.
Well, it might can't be that, right? Because like male hit alignment, right? Like the guy might have all of the qualities, or a woman that I like might have all of the qualities, but there's always going to be some type of clash if we're not aligned. And you said it earlier, when it came to spirituality, that they need to be evenly yoked, despite your religion. No matter what religion you are, right? If you're not evenly yoked, there's always going to be a clash. So yes, that guy might would have had good leadership, but he might not been able to spiritually or emotionally be yin and yang with her, right? So she might not can't run back to that, but she found some sort of comfort within him, this new guy we talking about, right? But however, she's missing that leadership part, right? And that's where she's now taking that lead, because you asked why, right? Now she feel like she has to, because he has everything else, but she's missing that leadership from her last relationship. So that's kind of like what I think of it, to kind of like tie all three of those, because all three was great like responses. But I think that's what it is, like alignment. And I'm gonna give Dev a chance to go ahead and hit on it before I even tap in why I believe it's alignment. You should pick your relationship based upon that versus comfort.
Right.
I think it's both. I think in the beginning phases, when you courting somebody, asking them 1,001 questions, it's to get to know, are we aligned? Do you like this? What don't you like? Oh, that's cool. You into that too? So am I. Oh, how you grow up? All these is for me to be able to get a feel and say, are we aligned? Once I choose to take that road and say, all right, I got a pretty good feel, and also with caution, because that's your words. Your experiences, when I experience, might be something totally different. But now I'm walking down that path. I think at some point, a lot of times, the reason why you stay is comfortability. Right? You might stay way past your expiration date because you're comfortable, you love this person, y'all work together, cohabitate. It might be 2 months to separate, whatever. You're comfortable. But it's like a car. At some point, every couple months, once a year, hey, you better get it aligned. You better. Or the tires gonna start winning. You gonna start swerving to the left. Swerving left too much, you're gonna crash and hit that wall. So I think, start off with alignment, and a lot of times it maintains with comfortability, but both of those things need to be in one. Because you should be aligned with somebody you're comfortable with.
Right.
I don't want to come home and be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be used as like a crutch and why I'm staying, because I'm just comfortable.
Yeah. No, that's like you said, every couple months a car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crash. That's why that young lady can't go back to that man who led good, because it's gonna crash. And I'm gonna just go ahead and give my opinion while I'm talking about it. I believe it's alignment. And I do believe it's comfortability as well. And alignment for me is based upon spirituality. There is no way that I'm gonna be with somebody that's praying to an opposite God that I am at night. There's no way that I'm gonna be with somebody that I can't worship with in spirit and truth. Right. So if I'm not really aligned with that person, then we don't really have nothing to talk about. Because if we're not aligned, also I'm not comfortable from a spiritual level due to the continuously clashing, right? And like Dave said, why would you even be with somebody that you ain't comfortable with? Right. And when I say comfortable, I'm talking about like, can you really go to your partner and be like, hey, boo, I don't like the way that you talk to me, and it made me feel like this. If you're not comfortable, you walking on eggshells in your relationship.
Right.
And if you walking on eggshells in your relationship, they're bound to crack. And if it's going to crack, it's not true alignment, right? A relationship should be a solid foundation, right? So when the storm come, like this building we in, right? We done seen the snow, we done seen rain, we done seen everything, but this building still stands, right? Because it was built foundationally with a good structure.
Right.
And so should your relationship be. And if all of those things are built the right way through perfect alignment, and like you said, if you need to grow a little bit. Hey, I'm not ready for the relationship yet. I need to work on such blah, 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 and truly not use that as excuse. Or for someone like you, right? You say you want somebody to come to you that's already healed. That's okay as well. Yeah. Even if they already healed, you got to be comfortable with them to allow them to grow. Because if they come to you healed and stay stagnant, that's not a good relationship. You know, so all of these things, you know, kind of like make sense. So I'm with Dave. Like, I agree. Alignment and comfortability. Both makes the relationship flow. Now, what about you?
But my thing is, like, the relationships are good, the alignment, the comfortable and everything. But the number one thing that breaks relationships up, the couples can't handle arguments these days. They go to running. You got men, the mommy boys, I'm going back to my mother. They put their mother in the business. The girl put their parents and their best friend in the business. And that messed a lot of things up because what's happened, what goes in your household stays in your household. You ain't supposed to go out there and tell your mother, your girlfriend, your best friend, or nothing. Y'all supposed to work that out. And what's happening, you put too many people in y'all business inside y'all home. And that's what destroys a lot of homes. You know, how your girlfriend gonna come to me and tell me don't be screaming at my girlfriend like that? Huh? What she, that's my girl. That's my girlfriend. She gonna tell me everything. You know what I'm saying? That messes up.
She checking you.
Or you go to your in-law house. Look here, man. I know you and my daughter going through a little something, but man, you know what y'all like, man. You know, let me talk to you. You know, or he run into his mother. So when you want a complete relationship, you need to talk about that. You know, man. Keep the parents and your friends out your business. That's simple as that.
So with all of that, like, do y'all think like this alignment and comfortability, is it more emotional? Is it more spiritual? Like, where do y'all believe some of these clashes coming from, or some of these good relationships are coming from? Is it more spiritual, emotional, or is it more logical, or is it all?
I think it's emotional, but it's like I said before, it's coming from trauma. You're from my experience, the one person to the next person to the next person, you like, well, this person didn't do this. This person didn't do this. And you like, man, you looking for all that. You looking for those red flags that this person might have done to, you know, that you don't want. And then it's comfortability, because you just want that. You don't want to make the same mistake that you made before, and the time before that, and the time before that.
Right.
And then it becomes your version of a perfect person. But is it realistic? In my world, no. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it just becomes some unrealistic person based on everything you don't want. And that's more important. I think that's more important to women that I know. Like, it's just, you just want to be comfortable. You just you don't want drama.
Yeah, so it's more emotional.
Or the past drama for sure.
Yeah, it's more emotional for you.
For sure.
What about you?
I feel like everybody, before they get into a relationship, needs to look at themselves and who they see themselves becoming. And you align yourself with a person who's going to take you there. So I think it's all of the above. Because if I don't want to be a woman who's constantly arguing, well, I'm not going to pick a confrontational partner.
Okay.
And if I'm a hard worker, I might want a hard worker. Maybe I don't, because maybe I want to come home and I want them to be there. But depending on who you want to be, that's who you should align yourself with as a partner. And learn and grow from that person. I think opposites attract. Personally, I don't think two people who are exactly alike should 100% be together. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but exactly alike, I mean, you really don't get the opportunity to really learn, grow, and like top each other. And I think that's something you should do in relationships. And relationships don't have enough duality because everybody's so focused on boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. We have to be friends because whenever we do argue, sometimes I'm not arguing with my husband. I'm not arguing with my boyfriend. I need you to take that hat off. I need to argue with my homie right now because you got me messed up. And so
Right.
relationships need all of that.
Right.
Right.
Holding up right.
I for sure agree with that. You definitely have to be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to make a friend relationship.
Mel over there cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it to Mel, man. You gonna have these people watching,
have
ready
to-
to come attack you.
You know what? It has to be a friend relationship, but the only thing that messes up, you know, like you can't be out there and trying to date a Volkswagen, and I mean you're a Volkswagen, you want a Mercedes,
Talk it.
you know,
Please.
and see, and then when you go out there and get that Mercedes, and then you sized all up, then Mercedes leave,
Yeah.
you gone. You know what I'm saying? Because you was out your league. You gotta stay in your lane.
Right.
You gotta stay what's for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody wanna jump before they crawl.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
You got to crawl first. You know, you got people look at people the wrong reason. Oh, he got a nice house, he got a nice car, girl, he dressed nice, all that. I want him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you really ain't got nothing to bring to the table with his living style. You see what I'm saying? Then you want her. She got a nice shape, nice job, smart, all this, right? But you ain't got nothing to the table.
Yeah.
Everybody
want the same people.
Everybody want the same people. You know what I'm saying? And you're not crawling before you walk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of letting God take your time and let somebody come to you as a friend, you might have what have I, you know, through my experience in my years, girls will come to you, right? Or a guy will come to you, and the girl look at him and probably look him up and down and say, girl, shoot, I don't want to look at his shoes. So, you know, just criticize the man.
Right.
You know, judge him before they even know anything about him. Man probably on top of his game. But they knock him down. But now you got a guy with the slick talk, whatever, with the shoes. Now she want him because she want a showpiece. And this guy can take her through the drama. They took her car, burnt the brakes up, brought the oil out, picking her up late from work and everything. You know what I'm saying? Taking her through the ringer.
Yeah.
You know, but she want this handsome dude. You see what I'm saying? And take her through the ringer. But the dude that's just a little square, he ain't tripping about the high quality of things. He tripping about banking his money, saving, making a future for y'all.
Right.
They don't want that type of guy.
Yeah.
They don't want it.
Yeah, and, you know, so the want versus the need, right, and the emotional standpoint versus the logical standpoint, the independency, like all of these things like that we, you know, talked about today. And I think it was very important, like Mel hit it. I give you credit, like you do got to know how to sometimes talk to your partner as a friend.
Yep.
And, you know, talk to your partner as your partner, right? Because we always say, I want my husband or I want my wife to be my best friend. Well, can you even separate the two?
Yeah.
Right. So like with all of those things being said, it's like survival of the fitness almost in modern relationships. And Shaw hit it right on the nose. Everybody playing this me. I gotta protect me. Right. And that's no matter if it's coming from a woman or a man. Everybody wanna protect themselves for various reasons. So have we become so focused on independency of me, that we forgot how to work together in a relationship for it to properly function. And like we getting ready to like close it out. So like just let it simmer for a little bit. And I'm gonna repeat the question, right? Because we live in such a me first modern times in relationships. Like, have we become so focused on independency that we forgot how to work together like yin and yang?
I don't think we forgot, but I think it's a conscious choice not to. Because everything around you, you don't have to do something, it becomes a want.
Yeah.
Right? It's like as you become an adult, right? You get out of the phase of you learning things, your parents are scolding you. You learning, they saying do this. You make a mistake, they're correcting you. Well, as you become an adult, you no longer have the overseeing sight or force there.
Yeah.
It's all about what you learned, and you hope you carry those lessons with you, and now you act accordingly. But at that point, I have no fear of punishment. It's just a want. Do I want to collaborate? Do I want to do right? Do I want to honor my word? If I don't, what's going to happen? Not a damn thing, other than I'm going to personally fail. So at that point, I think because and it might be intentionally, the intentional, I would say, programming of people to see, okay, me being independent allows me to do what I want and receive benefits. And me working with somebody, I might gotta learn how to share this toy with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, that's my toy up there. I don't want to share.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For
I
sure.
never wanted to as a kid, but I was made to.
Yeah.
So again, now that we in that phase where everybody, the nucleus, the core of the family is no longer the core of society. The core of society is really, really, really foundationally dependent upon the separation of the family.
Yeah.
Let me get you in this corner so I can tell men how to act and tweak their mind and get you moving here. Let me get women in this corner isolated.
Yeah.
Right? And all that is a plot and it's a plan. So I don't think we forgot, because one generation ago, our parents, I seen them together.
Yeah.
I ain't forget shit.
Yeah.
My grandparents, I seen them together. I seen them my own ass.
Yeah.
I choose to act like an asshole.
Yeah.
Plain as day.
See, independence, and I believe, I agree with independence. I like independence. I believe that everybody should constantly work on themselves and better themselves every day, whether it's reading, working out, whatever the case may be. But independence creates accomplishments, but then accomplishments could create an ego. So to your point, it's an ego trip that it's like an ego epidemic almost. Everybody think, yeah, I made this money, I do this, all this. What I need you for? You know, and we are losing the plot. You know, you never gonna be able to create a family or a loving household dynamic if you can't get rid of your ego.
Yeah.
Because you keep putting yourself on the forefront, man. You got a wife.
Yeah.
Right. You got kids now. You know what I'm saying? You worry about the cars and the designer and the nice house and all that. All right, that's cool. Congratulations, but you still got to focus on your family, because that's a part of your independence or bettering yourself as well.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because your children and then your wife become a part of you. Your wife is a hand.
Yeah.
Your children are limbs, other limbs.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's your being, bro. That's everything.
I think it's two. I'm probably about to shake the table with this answer. I think Dave hit it right on the nose. So I'm in agreement with you. People just don't want to. Nobody want to be told what to do. Right. Nobody. I don't care who you is. Nobody want to be told, like, you see it at work, you see it in relation. Everybody want to be the head honcho, right? Everybody want to lead. Nobody want to follow, right? So there's times you got to follow your partner on a certain season that y'all in, and there's a time you got to lead. And I do genuinely think that's both ways, man or woman. I do think it's that. But also I think people don't know how because they didn't have the example. You know, so like Dev, grandmother, parents, but you got this other young man or this other young woman who didn't have that, right? Like, for example, my grandparents, they've been married 40 plus years, but my mother and father, no. You know, I lost them at a young age, so I don't even know really. I just know it from my grandparents' era, but my grandparents' era, they stuck together. That's why they married 40 plus years, but I'm looking at it now, like, another component of that is there's babies having babies, right? And when these babies have babies and they come from a situation like me who don't have parents to show them example, or even if they come from a situation like Dev, who comes from mom and dad being married, grandparents being married, but they just don't want to, right? Because we fighting this independency at the forefront. I think it's all of those things, right? And that's why I think back to that question earlier, like, you got to be aligned. Like, if you a person who believe in spirituality, God gonna talk to you about your partner. You know, he gonna give you a partner that ain't forgetting. He gonna give you a partner that, whether they knew or had an example or not, but gave them glimpses of what it should look like, right? And they can kind of build their own family at that point. So I think it's all of those things. But it's 60-40, and 60 is going with Dev. A lot of people just don't want to. It ain't that we forgot how to work together. That's the whole purpose of man and woman. To work together. We ain't put two men on here. We ain't put two females on, like, starting out, right? Getting back to Genesis. They ain't put.
Well, the female didn't work with the man, so you go to Genesis.
No, I'm just saying. What I'm saying, if we go back to Genesis. What I say, when we go back to Genesis, right? It was man created and then woman there, right? Right. To work together. But it was literally to be a helpmate.
Yeah,
right?
it both
to
of
be a
them work
helpmate.
together. Right.
But God
So,
went to Adam.
But here's the thing. Yeah, that's a
whole nother conversation.
But like the beginning of the origin, right?
Yeah.
It was for
It was
literally
planned to do that.
correct. But you look at it now, nobody want to work that way no more. And I just think it's based upon what Dave said. Nobody want to be told what to do.
Let me pivot on that, because that's something I feel like a lot of people miss, right? When you have one example, I don't care if it's 1 out of 100, you can no longer say you don't know.
Yeah.
Whether that was from people saying, I learned from the Huxtables, the Cosby, if it was a secondary, if it was you had an auntie and uncle, you had a grandmother, the best obviously is direct on your house, right? But like we said, everybody's experience is different.
Blueprint
So,
there,
like my experience ain't. Mommy and daddy wasn't married, grandparents wasn't married, but I had somebody in my family who I could say, this is what it looks like. Even if that wasn't the case, at that point, I understand the proper dynamic. I understand, man, this might not be all the way right. Once I'm able to reason, I get to the aspect where I know how to do math, I could read, I could write, it means I'm a reasonable person, right? So I understand, okay, this because they did like this, if no, if mommy and daddy decided to be prostitutes and pimps, just because I seen that, I'm not about to be no damn prostitute or
Right.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times we choose to let the negative linger on a little too much instead of the positive. It's like, man, somebody, you seen somebody married, man. Somebody married. Friend of a friend, you seen somebody, you know what that looks like.
I've seen it. I mean, I relate on that. I grew up with married aunts, uncles, and all, because that's what they did back then. Right. In my time, they all was married. It wasn't no shacking up. You got married, right? And but even though they had their own, and I watched them, had their own, aunts, uncles, their own home, government jobs and all that. I mean, I come from a religious family. Grandfather, pastor, grandmother, first lady of the church. I grew up in that area. But the choices I made was my choices when they going to the streets and stuff. But overall, you gotta want it.
Sure.
You can't depend on somebody else, what they got or what they have. It's your hunger, what you want. When you take I retired from FedEx, I did 30 years. I worked 14, 16 hours a day, every day for 30 years, cold rain, snow and all. I raised my family and all that over there, right? Hard work. But when I used to go and make my deliveries, back in the day, when I just back in like 88, 89, I had to go down right here in DC. I used to make my deliveries into the government buildings.
Right.
I done been in every government building out there, Old Air Force Base, everywhere, everything you call. I've been in every building in the city. And I used to walk down the hall with the packages in conference room like we did. I didn't see none of us our color.
Yeah.
I seen all the white people, monitors on the wall, talking the business. The black people sitting in the lobby as secretary at the desk or just doing nothing. And I used to like, hold up. I know it's another way that somebody with our color could be in charge.
Right.
I used to look at that. Then I just take my deliveries and go to the hospitals, the rehabs. I see all just black people on dialysis. No white people, right, on dialysis. I go to the nursing homes, all black people sitting up in the nursing home. I mean, just through the whole city. This ward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I ain't just talking about Ward 8.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about all the wards.
Right.
And that when I put in that design, that I said I gotta do something about to take care of myself and helping my family, because I didn't want them out there like that.
You gotta get
because when I seen the dynamic, how they setting up, where they poison us and let them live good. I mean, that's even on the jobs, the housing market, and everything. The property was set up to keep us down. So what I'm saying, a lot of mental health that I seen a lot. You know what I'm saying? I done delivered the Secret Service, White House, everything.
Right.
I've been in all of it, seen it all. Senate building, all that, Capitol. I done analyzed everything that they, how the dynamics was going against us, right? And so mental health is a big part of setting up in our generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Women, childbirth, dying, they had a baby, they not getting the right care, prenatal care, things like that. So it was, everything was designed to keep us down. So it's a lot of mental health is disturbed in the kids that's growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, they, and so it's gonna always be a lot of function in the household, because you might got a female that want you to be like her father. She had a great father.
Right.
So now she's searching for a man to take her father's place.
Yeah.
And that's it's not possible. Then you got guys that nurture themselves to comfort, like he was saying, the comfort of their mother. They might then never have a mother there, so they figure they get a woman to comfort them and baby them up and to comfort them, you know?
Yeah, but all that you want, all that is you want independence. Like especially if you got a dynamic like yourself and you got above that and everybody want independence, but that's not realistic. Like you everybody got the skills and into the world and you want that independence and it's just not it's not equal. It's not a lot of times it's not equally yoked, especially in our community. So it's one person leading and then one person the breadwinner, and it may be the woman that may be the breadwinner. It's not equally yoked. So in a perfect relationship, you help each other and things like that. But it's I think from the male and female side of it, it's not a lot of women that want to help men. It's not a lot of it's the other way around. Like we're just here, baby. You know what I'm saying? I got you. You know, and it's all that. So the independence is to there's a real original point that everybody want the independence, but it's not happening that way. You know what I'm saying?
It's not happening.
I know. I felt like Mel been quiet the whole time.
You better come
and
through.
Mel been cooking us the whole day long. So man, I'm gonna repeat it for you.
Okay.
That we become so independent that we forgot to work together as a team.
Okay, no. What we lost was the plot on patience. And this is why I'm gonna say this. When you go into a relationship with somebody, everybody goes full on. The woman either goes full on, I'm independent, and the man goes full on, I'm a provider, or vice versa, or whatever. You don't do that. You give each other time to figure each other out. And we don't do that a lot. But you're going crash course immediately. When you go in with both of those dynamics and you immediately realize that doesn't work. And I feel like, speaking to your point, even if you didn't see the right way to do stuff in a household, you got taught what to don't. So when you got older, you should have realized like, oh, that shit did not work back in the day. So now that I'm older, I'm gonna make sure that I don't do X, Y, and Z. So I don't feel like people have an excuse either, because you definitely should have learned.
Mel, look, let me tell you something. You about to put up a third feature for you or something. You just cooking it up. And kudos to you, because you definitely, I'm with you. So like literally we closing out. And just one last question, we can keep it short, about a minute and a half for everybody to answer it. Do we believe now in this day and age that a lot of people are asking for stuff in a relationship, but they not even ready to receive yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Sure, everybody, go ahead.
You okay. So come back to me.
Yeah,
I have a thought. I gotta put it together.
Yeah, I even had to think about it, even knowing it.
I guess what I started off. I think everything has repercussions, consequences, cause and effect. Everything works like that, right? Addition, you got subtraction. So if I'm asking for my woman to be, like most men do, submissive, be my peace, be my helping hand, okay? I have to give her a hand to help. I have to give her, obviously, something to submit to. You have to, all these type things. So it's like, if you're talking about this ideal, and all of us got a hell of an imagination. We want the way she looks, she smells, she walks, she talks, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Well, common sense would say, yeah, you got to be that same thing for her in every which way. It's essential. It's not an option. It's not nothing, because them same things that, and let me slow down when I say this, because I also do believe that it is people who will have all those things, and that's when the want comes in. So every person, it's not my job to create this space for you to be this type of person, and you still, for some reason, not following, right? It's like a teacher. You got the best teacher in the world. Everybody in the class don't get an A. You get A's, B's, C's, D's. So it depends.
What about the F's?
Yeah, you get F's. It depends on the student. But with that being said, if I'm asking for a great teacher, if I want to go to Harvard, I know what comes with going to Harvard.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I want to be the strongest person in the world, I know I got to lift the heaviest weight. That's just what comes with it. Everything go hand to hand. So I think, to the point, a lot of people ask for things that they might not be prepared for, ready for, not willing to accept the responsibility or go through the trial period, whatever.
Yep. No, I stand right there with you, man. Like a lot of people asking for things that they not ready to receive. And you said something so important, man.
Yeah.
Like, how you gonna ask for something? And this for anybody, man or woman. How you're asking for something, but you're not given the space for it to happen.
Right.
Or for them to execute what you're asking for. And Mel hit it right on the nose. A lot of people are asking for stuff they not ready for, but they're not ready to be patient. That's why relationships are failing. There's a lack of patience. And you know, not throwing my brother under the bus. Like Jenny, but it was great that he thought this way. Like he literally said, nah, you got to come ready. So if she ain't ready or he ain't ready, because not just throwing him on the bus, because it's women out there that think like that too. Right. Nah, your credit score got to be here. You got to have this type of income, da da da. It's women out there like that too. So I ain't even throwing him under the bus. So, you know, I think they asking for these things, but they're not allowing no patience for that stuff to come, because truth be told, ain't nobody gonna be 100%. Even when you get in a relationship, it's never 100%. If it was 100%, it's no need for us to be here. And that's my stance on it. So we are asking for things we are not ready to be patient for or give time to actually develop to allow it to come. So that's my standpoint on the last question.
Yeah. But to be ready to receive that, even with the patience, you gotta be equal in a relationship. And I don't feel like that's realistic either. Like I feel like the man is I don't know how to say this, but it's we not equals. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real about it. Like I don't think we equals in a relationship, and then when that's shown in a relationship, it's toxic masculinity and things like that. So on the reverse side, you got people that's want, I need, and it's like the man comes and gives you whatever you want, and it's always, you know, what you want, what do you want, and it's not reciprocated. So everybody, you know, everybody hit it on the head.
Are you saying the demand, like you feel like the demand for a man isn't equal, like the roles that he's so-called obligated to do is not equal or reciprocated? If you list the women's roles, is that what you mean by that?
No, I mean, well, yes, in a relationship, going back to the traditional thing, the man and the woman is not equal in a relationship. It's not biblically like that. We're not equals. So it's the if you asking for things, like you said, you gotta be patient to want these things. It gotta go both ways. It should go both ways if we are equal, but that's not realistic. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But my thing is, like, well, I'm out of that stage. All my children grown and stuff. Been me and my wife been together for 30 years. But these days and time, I'm just saying, for these days and time, for y'all, the society making it rough for y'all, for real. You know, I mean, like, look at the building we in now. I'm quite sure they paying $3,000 a month or so. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then what the housing market going, average house, what, 600,000? Just for a townhouse with a garage, with the little teeny basement, you know. So it's making it rough for people, companions, to grow. Because what they asking for now, you can put a house $6,000, $10,000, I don't know, because I've been in my house almost 30 years. So, but they asking for 40,000 now, down on a house. The price of the house, you got to come up with 40 grand. So, you know, and that messes up a relationship in a household. When one person can't save $50 a paper, and the other person can save $200 a paper, then some crisis come up, and they got to go into that stash. Now the little society bigger and don't mess things up. Now you're looking at TV, you get the housewives, these girls with champagne in their hand, glass every day, living a little, jumping out there in the car, and the woman wants that. You know, average woman, she wants that lifestyle. So she can't get it. She's looking at you some kind of way. This sorry ass nigga.
But that's my point. That's my point. A lot of this society, we know those talking points, and we like, man, he got to pay all the bills. It's that thing. So you asking for, you know, things that's not realistic. Can you afford? You want the champagne dreams?
That's what they want. That's what it is. It's a dream that they want out there. TV put that. The rappers they all wearing Gucci tennis shoes, and then all the young boys want what the rappers they see on TV. The girls want what they see, the women, the housewives, the Potomac housewives, the Land House. They want that. You know what I'm saying? They want the big old house and the dream. Then they got to look at this sorry dude here. What you bring to the table? You can't get out there and get me this. You know what I'm saying? Or a house or a nice car or something.
We just
You know
gotta
what I'm saying?
expect.
I think
gotta
what it
expect
is, so
that.
like,
So the pressure comes in.
right, it's all on TV, right? Right, it's all on TV. So I think what we fail to realize that nobody know what it took to get there. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody just want. So when we talking about are you ready to receive? Are you ready to receive the struggle that we gonna have to go through at some point in our life? Are you gonna be able to receive managing the money properly when
Right.
we in this relationship? Are you gonna be able to receive X, Y, and Z, right? For whatever it is. So, you know, it's safe to say that you believe a lot of people are asking for things that they are not ready to receive, but a lot of that receiving really come on the back end and it's unseen. It's the unseen work that people are not ready to receive. They want it, but it's the unseen structure that we're building so that this relationship doesn't fall. And Mayo, I feel like you just looking at me and you ready to go. I think it's really just you and Shad that gotta take us home because I know the episode wrapping up. So you and Shad, and then I just feel you like let me jump
I was
now.
just
My
listening.
thought together.
What I was gonna say was when it comes to receiving and vulnerability go hand in hand. If you don't have an open mind and an open heart, you have to be open-minded, open-hearted, which is vulnerable for a lot of people. If your partner's used to lifting 20-pound weights in the gym and you go up to them and you hand them a 30 and they're like, I'm not gonna do that today. That's them not being open-minded, open-hearted. Because you could hand them the 30 and let them know, no, I'm about to help you with this.
Yeah.
But if you don't let them know that you're going to help them with that, then they might be scared. It might be an underlying issue. It might not be that they're not ready to receive. It's just an underlying issue. They might not want to be embarrassed. Maybe they want to come off strong, so they're only going to do 20s today. They don't want to come off weak in front of you.
Right,
And you have to give them the space and opportunity, again, patience, to let them know that as long as you're open-minded and you're open-hearted, I got you from this point to next.
Right.
So I was gonna say.
You be cooking, don't you?
You gotta have her and what's
Good
name on
shot.
there.
Yeah, with Smoke Ray.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so for me, of course, I agree with that us as partners, we should be ready to receive the gifts from our partners. But I also believe that the entire dynamic of the relationship nowadays do have to change because society itself is changing. I can't be expected to put you up in the crib, buy you these nice things when, man, I genuinely can't afford it, and you can't afford it either. So you can't talk that bad on me. You can't talk bad on me.
about it.
So, you know, even down to the little things like how can I expect you being, you know, the cleaner or the cooker and all that, and I'm dirty as shit. You know, I'm dirtying up the house. You know, I'm fucking up all the dishes and ain't helping you wash no dishes or nothing like that. I ain't even buying no food, so I'm expecting you to go buy the food and cook the shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's the 50-50 thing. I wouldn't say 50-50, but it definitely has to be that 60-40. Like that 40% that the woman had or your other partner has to provide has to be a big 40. Like I really gotta rely on you when I need to rely on you.
Yeah.
Because, you know, these bills off the chain, you know, that's damn near my whole month pay. I pay all the bills, right? So I can't put you up in this luxury lifestyle anymore. I can't pay all the bills and give you luxury no more.
Yeah, and a woman gonna have to be able to receive that, right?
Exactly.
Like she gonna have to be able to receive. But if she's asking, cause she might like you, all of the traits, all of the quality. But if she's not ready to receive that, you're not about to fund that lifestyle that she want. That's where that alignment, lack of pay, all of these things correlate that. So, you know, I definitely think everybody kind of like, I know I'm walking away with some new perspectives today. You know, based upon what people thought. And you know, I thank everybody who's sitting at this table, you know, for providing, you know, experiences, situations, your thought process, because really it's all about having a good conversation, being able to walk away from the table feeling like you learned something. And yes, society is changing, so to have multiple generations represented at one table, that's what it's all about, because really we all just speaking through either knowledge we acquired, so we no longer could say we don't know, or we're speaking through straight lived experiences, right? And that's what we want people to see. So thank you guys on the behalf of Shad, on the behalf of Devin and myself, and the whole entire Plates and Perspective, what we have to offer for you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for our cameraman. Thank you for our chef. And this is the episode wrapped up.
All right.
Right, right.
Hey,